Hey there folks, I'm Jeff Swetlicoe here with Shaw TV for a local interest. Today's local interest is lawn bowling. And here to introduce us to lawn bowling is John Pryor, member of the Penticton Lawn Bowling Club. John, how long have you been with the Penticton Lawn Bowling Club?
15 years.
15 years, that's almost as long as I've been alive. Something must draw him to it. So John, to you, what draws you to lawn bowling?
Camaraderie, the game, and meeting of different people all the time.
Could you tell us more about the competition that the club itself offers?
Tournaments during the year, 11 tournaments during the year, and also tournaments in the clubs in the valley. There's 5 other clubs in the valley, so we can travel away to them at different times of the year, which is a good way to meet other people and more competition.
So you get to branch out, you get to play some lawn bowling.
Yep.
Now, we hate to mention the negatives ever, but John, what would you say is the biggest downfall of the lawn bowling club?
We can't get enough members. We have 80 right now, but we can't get any junior members because they don't seem to find the interest. They think that the lawn bowling is for older people. And when I say older people, I mean 70s and 80s. But it isn't. It's for youngsters. Definitely. You tried it. You liked it.
I tried it. I liked it. I can't deny that fact. It's a fun sport. It's similar to golf and, well, bowling, I guess.
Yeah, 10-pin, and curling. It's like curling on grass.
It's like curling on grass because you've got a biased bowl and...
Exactly, and instead of having a target, like in curling, you have a white ball, which is called the jack, and the idea is to get as close to that jack as possible. You don't necessarily have to hit it, but get as close as you possibly can. And it goes on a point system. Your team is closest to the jack, and they get the most points, they win the game.
So if you've ever been camping and you played some bocce ball and enjoyed it, there's a whole organized system to it, and it's called lawn bowling. I think that probably the biggest barrier is nobody wants to come and lawn bowl alone. Young people have busy lives, but when you could be sitting on the couch on your phone or whatever, you might as well come out and lawn bowl.
The camaraderie of the people that get together and bowl, it's a good function. It's great for seniors. Gets out, you get exercise. You've got the competition if you want it. If you don't want it, you don't have to be competitive. And it's just an all-around good sport.
Now, you said exercise. That might scare some of the senior citizens. Now, I'd like to say from my personal experience that you shouldn't worry too much about the exercise. It's not strenuous exercise. Well, it's accessible, not just for senior citizens, for everybody who wants to come out and do some lawn bowling, be it casual lawn bowling for fun or league play for the more competitive lawn bowlers. What's the most important aspect of lawn bowling to you?
It's a sport that my husband and I can do together, which we enjoy. It's a competitive sport and it's a friendly sport. You can make it whatever you want to make it.
And all the attributes of lawn bowling, that you can play it with your husband, that it's accessible, that it's not too strenuous, they all apply to golf as well. Why do you think that people should choose lawn bowling over golf, for example?
It's not as strenuous on the body as some of the sports, and there's more flexibility as to the times that you can come and lawn bowl too, and it's just very friendly sport. You can play singles, doubles, triples, foursomes, so you have a lot of variety and there are different types of games to play. It's always interesting, and we do competitions in-house and competitions in the valley with other clubs. So it's very interesting and challenging.
You hear that, guys? If your wife's complaining that you're spending too much time playing hockey with the boys, you can bring her out and play some lawn bowling. Or for those of you who don't want to have to buy a new set of clubs every couple of years, come play some lawn bowling. Or for those of you who are just getting a little creaky in your years, come do some lawn bowling. John was more than excited to tell me about the rich history of the Penticton Lawn Bowling Club.
January the 23rd, 1938. That's the start of it here. And that's the old original clubhouse.
That's a good picture. There have been some notable faces at the bowling club. Here, 1978, we have the oldest competitor at the BC Summer Games. Another notable face, BC's Premier Bill Bennett. And if the love of the sport isn't enough for you, maybe you are looking for accolades. There are plenty awaiting those who rise above the greats. John, could you tell us a little about the trophies?
The trophies you see up on the wall there are all internal trophies. That means that they're the club tournaments. There's 11 of them in all. We have one major trophy, which is the Bonney Cup, in memory of Mr. Bonney, who originally raised the funds to extend our clubhouse from a little wooden shack to the big one that it is now.
It's a wonderfully social event. It's a great way to spend morning, afternoon, or an evening. And it's a summertime sport. It's you're not on a team. You drop by and put your name down to say you want to bowl today, and then they make up teams. So you're not committed. So if you have visitors from out of town or you want to go on vacation, you can just go without having to find a spare. That's the biggest bonus.
For those of you out there afraid of commitment, exactly. You don't need to lock yourself up to a team, drop in, play some lawn bowling, and who knows, maybe you'll find a sport that you love.